Okay, so March. Well, it was a kind of surprise hit in terms of running. I clocked up around 220 kilometres overall, smashing my 150-kilometre monthly challenge, just like a hamster on energy gel high. But as we know, running doesn't care about past glories. New month, fresh start, back to zero. Cheers, April. I've already snuck in a few light runs this month, but nothing that would make Garmin raise an eyebrow. And looking ahead, well, April's going to be a tricky one. Work's hectic, weekdays runs are looking pretty scarce, and the only salvation might be the school Easter holidays. That's if I can negotiate a few evening passes from real life. So, yes, it's mostly going to be a weekend warrior situation. Speaking of weekends, that brings us neatly on to the latest instalment of the Circuit Vall Albaida, the Albaida edition. Saturday evening, new town, new course, same questionable choices. Now, historically, the Albaida run has always been considered the toughest on the circuit. But good news! I've been told that the route has now been shortened and, let's say, strategically tweaked to reduce the trauma. Excellent. That said, a few of my usual running pals have mysteriously developed sudden clashes in their schedules, and sadly, I can't make it. I'll just leave that there. So, what's the plan? I'll probably do a gentle warm-up run on Saturday morning to get the legs ticking over, then rock up in the evening and see what happens. If it's anything like the last 3 circuit races, I fully expect a little trauma, a lot of sweat, and probably a post-race pastry or two. What could possibly go wrong? Race day began as most race days do, with a casual warm-up run around Coronel. 10 kilometres this time, because obviously my legs were craving just a little unnecessary pre-race suffering. Later, as I started gathering the essentials, shoes, camera, over-optimistic energy, I discovered something was missing. My bib, or dorsal. Gone. Disappeared. Vanished. Presumably off on its own running adventure. Cue panic. Full-scale house search. Everyone involved. Drawers opened. Cushions flung. The bib remained elusive. And with just 40 minutes before the run start, I had no choice but to go to the Albaida registration area to confess my bibless blunder. Thankfully, the timekeepers saved the day with a temporary replacement. Crisis averted, race back on. At the start, I spotted my good friend Ramón in the crowd, a surprise appearance, which was extra nice since a lot of my usual running buddies were off around Almeria doing a half marathon. Any excuse to avoid Albaida. Albaida's course, fully urban, 100% village streets, but don't let that fool you. This run had more ups and downs than my confidence did. Narrow alleyways, mystery side streets, roads I didn't know even existed, all included. It was like a running tour and treasure hunt combined. And just when I thought my legs might mutiny, we hit the final kilometre, a glorious downhill stretch all the way to the finish line. I'm not saying I flew, but if you'd attached wings to my Sauconys, I might have taken off. Big thanks to my visiting friends who cheered, snapped lots of action pics and politely didn't mention how sweaty I looked. Always appreciated. The best bit? After 4 events, I'm starting to recognise familiar faces. And weirdly, they seem to recognise me too. Hopefully not just for being that guy who loses his bib. Plus, I met a lovely first-time runner smashing her debut. Big congrats to her and to everyone who showed up. You're all legends. Finally, the post-race cakes. Perfection. Fluffy, sugary, and entirely earned, of course. Next up, Bennigamin. Now, I've only visited the town once, and all I really remember is a big lake nearby. Will we run around it? Through it? Over it on a raft? Who knows? Join me next week to find out. If you've actually made it this far to the end of the video, congratulations. That's awesome. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with your fellow runners.